you can make that change you're craving, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. My name is Sibylle. I help women between 40 and 60 to make the second half of their lives an adventure by doing lots of what they love and finding their unique life purpose. If any of this sounds interesting, check out my website, wildspiritscoaching.com. Today's topic is how to eat an elephant. Make a change. Look, you've probably heard that proverb that says, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. It's been used as a metaphor for all sorts of things, and if everyone can do it, so can I. It doesn't really matter whether the change that you wish to make is very small, like picking up a new habit or creating space for your passion, or a big life change. There really is only one way of going about it. And so your mission today is to learn how to change your life. The background is eating an elephant. It sounds almost painfully obvious. And so the main danger with this topic is that you will switch off because you think you've heard it all before. I urge you not to do this. There really is something here. You see, this proverb is commonplace for a reason. The only way to make meaningful and lasting change is one step at a time. It just sounds really boring, and so we tend to dismiss it. And then we turn around and complain about how complicated it is and how impossible to make a change and how we never stick with anything. So bear with me. This is a lot sexier than it sounds. The task is how to avoid losing momentum. Our resistance to the concept of small steps comes from our unwillingness to stick with something long term. And as well, it's just a lot more exciting and dramatic to make big sweeping changes, except they usually don't work or don't last very long. So what you need to do is you need to trick your sensation-hungry brain into sticking with these small steps over a long period of time. And you do that by activating your brain's reward system. Here's how it's done. I've written it down. So first of all, you break down your goal into small, manageable steps. And it's completely okay that you don't know all the steps to your goal yet. If you have a big enough goal, you will only know the first few steps, and that's totally fine. So define and write down, put it in writing, the first 3 to 10 steps maybe. Next, you set milestones that will take no more than a few weeks to reach. And again, you don't need to know every milestone to your goal. You probably won't. So the first 1 or 2 are fine for the time being. Do the first practical step immediately. And by practical, I mean it can't be just research. You know how easy it is to go down the rabbit hole on the internet to researching something and you think, oh, I'm working on my goal. And actually you're not doing anything. So by all means, research away, but do one practical step also as your first step. And then keep going. Keep chipping away daily or weekly or whatever frequency is appropriate for your goal and fits into your life. And whenever you reach one of those milestones, that's the most important thing. Whenever you reach one of the milestones that you define, celebrate like crazy and reward yourself. Don't think this is silly or you don't deserve it and you're not anywhere near your final goal. This is what keeps you going. Get those rewards for yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Celebrate. Do whatever makes you feel really good about yourself and really rewarded. Because that is what keeps you sticking with the next steps that you defined. You have to keep defining more steps and milestones along the way as you go, the further you get towards your goal, until you have reached it. Will it still require discipline? Yes. And if you struggle with this, despite the process that I've just outlined, then really do consider coaching. This is what coaches do. So look for a coach who is qualified. A lot of people call themselves coaches, so make sure they have the proper training. Look for a professional who specializes in the area that you want to make the change in. So be it health, career, relationships, whatever it is. Look for a qualified coach who specializes in that particular area and sign up with them. And then stick with it, and you will see how fast that elephant goes. That brings me to the last point, which is, as usual, let me know. Leave me a comment below the video or reply to the email that you got the link to the video with. And tell me where you stand on this. Have you successfully done small steps? Have you fallen off the wagon? No judgment there. I've started plenty of things that I didn't finish in my life, so I'm in too much of a glass house to be throwing any stones. Share what you are willing to share. I'd love to hear about it, and I'll reply, of course. And like I said, if any of this sounds interesting, check out my website, wildspiritscoaching.com. There you can also join the community of Wild Spirits by signing up for the 100% spam-free Wild Spirits news. You get 1 email per week with information that is exclusive to the community in the newsletter. That is stuff that I don't share anywhere else and only talk about in emails. I'd love to have you. Now, I wish you a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!